And while I was in India, I had the great opportunity to take advantage of a variety of things. But I only have a limited amount of time. I can only give you a little taste of all the things I got to experience. What we're going to touch on today is the people, the animals, the architecture, and if there's some time left, we'll have a little bit of fun at the end. But first, we want to get into the people. Now, as some of you may know, India is the second most populated nation in the world behind China, and eventually it will become the most populated. And as you can see from the picture, right here, that things get pretty dense. And this is actually a trip on the train. And this train is so crowded, the doors never close. And I actually had the opportunity of riding this train. And believe me, it was an experience and a half. It's not something I think I want to repeat, but it's fun talking about it. It made for a good story. So the next thing we're going to talk about, as far as population. Yeah, so look at this. Look how, all right, here we go. All right, now right here is a crowd of people rushing to see, I want to end you up aware of. While I was over there in India, I had the opportunity of seeing the world's cheapest and smallest car, which is the Tata Nano. And this is the crowd trying to break into to see the Nano. And this crowd was just so overwhelming. There was a little narrow doorway here, and every time they were searching through this entrance, the walls of the building would shake. And believe you me, if I was a trip, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So that was really an experience. So another thing that was just so inspiring about the people was how entrepreneurial they were. I mean, India is full of people that's entrepreneurial, and they're just trying to, do the best things that they can do. And as you can see here, we have a gentleman who's giving the shoe shine. Now, I had to decline this gentleman on several times to get my shoe shine. But my friend here, Roy, he decided to shoe shine, so I followed behind him. And he was so slick. He said, come on, sir, shoe shine, 2 rupees, 2 rupees. So I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So I'm getting my shoe shine. He's like, man, my people don't help me, but the foreigners help me. Sir, can you give me 10 rupees? And I said, all right, man, go ahead, here's 20. And here's another guy. You encountered the greatest salespeople in the world in India. And this gentleman here was just a spectacular salesperson, and he hustled Roy out of, I think he paid 3 times what, he ended up buying a belt here. I think he paid 3 times what that belt was worth. Now, when I talk about entrepreneurial, all right, now what is an entrepreneur? Someone who kind of takes advantage of opportunities. Now this gentleman here, Juan, while we went into a mausoleum here, he had his shoes, I don't know if they were stolen or I want to say they were misplaced, but he never got them back. But when he came out with no shoes, you should have seen the amount of vendors that were just stalking him trying to sell him some shoes. And he eventually bought a pair of shoes that were too big for him. And these kids here, now they were very charming children. And we were in the bus, and they saw us. The traffic was pretty tight, so we were parallel to us for about 5 minutes. And they kept, running after us. We would move up 5 feet. They would run behind us, and it was really a blast. And we ended up giving them about maybe 10 rupees out the window. It was really a lot of fun. Now, India is a country of contrast, and here we have a kind of illustration of the contrast. Here we have a young girl who's, she's a beggar, probably right at the poverty line. And here we have another young girl, in the same age category, but she has the benefits of, having clean clothes and the opportunity to go to school and make something of herself. Now, speaking about school, I had an opportunity here of connecting with some Indian children, and they were some of the most well-behaved, they were just a ton of fun. They were just looking at them, just smiling on their face. And speaking of school, these 2 children here all went to school in the morning, and it was just touching to see these children just, that have so much ambition and vision towards the future. So we talked about the people. Now let's talk about the animals. This one said India is the only place in the world where you can see a cow, a camel, a monkey, and an elephant all in the same country, and we're going to get a taste of that right now. Here we have a camel, and it really took me out seeing this camel, and I thought that was a ton of fun. Here we have some dogs. Now we saw dogs all over the place, and these dogs were fighting right here, but they eventually made up and everything was okay. Here we have a donkey or a mule walking parallel with my buddy Seth, and it's like nothing. It's like not even weird over there. Now here we have another dog, and they knew this lady here is actually a veterinarian. So, and they knew she was a sucker, so they called in the reinforcements, and she eventually ended up giving them a whole bag of cheese nuts. And here we have a cow. are familiar with the cow and its place in Indian culture. Another picture of a cow. And here we have a monkey. Now, there's a story behind this monkey. Now, this monkey, it looks like it's really up on my grill, and that's because this guy here trains this monkey, and what it was like a toll booth, and traffic was backed up, and when you got up to here, we were maybe in this area for about 5 minutes. All these people came up to the bus trying to sell you different things. So he was like, take pictures, take pictures. So we took the picture of the monkey, and then he wanted some money. I said, you know, I see the monkey, but you're not seeing the money. And he got really upset, and he tried to bust the window open, but we're not going to get into that. We'll say that for the next speech. And here we have, of course, an elephant. And an elephant never forgets. I'll never forget that elephant. Seeing that walk in the street. You see some crazy things on Broad Street, but I don't think we see an elephant walking down the street. So we talked about people, we talked about animals. The next thing we're going to talk about is architecture. Now, here we're walking into what is known as Akbar's tomb, and it's an impressive piece of architecture. Like a lot of times, you talk about the Taj Mahal, and that's impressive. But there are some other buildings down there that are even more impressive than the Taj Mahal. Now, one thing that was interesting about Akbar, he had 3 wives. He had a Muslim wife, a Hindu wife, and a Christian wife. And he kind of paid tribute to all the religions in this piece of architecture. And see, we have here the swastika for the Hindu religion, the cross for Christianity, and Arabic, this is from the Quran, for Islam. And then, like I said, the architecture was really neat. In this area, you go on one corner, right, and sit in the sides in that corner. I could speak at a low level in that corner of the room, and Natalia can hear me in that corner of the room. And these guys tried it out, they were amazed by it. This is an optical illusion. It looks like the rooms get smaller and smaller, but if you were to go to the other side, they're actually all the same size. And now enough of Akbar's tomb. We're going to go to 540C Parade. Now this institution, this building, this campus was at its height larger than Shakespeare's London. And this is like kind of like their, I don't know, Congress or City Hall. The king would sit in the middle of this and have conversations with his governors in each corner, talking about different things. Now I'm at my sign. Do you guys want me to keep going on, or you want me to cut it short? Keep going. Keep going. All right. And this is the king's bed, and this is a huge bed, about 8 feet tall. And he had 3 wives, and he had hundreds of concubines. And I think this is a pretty long drop. So I think he made them. I think that might have affected the way things got in the bed, because if you didn't do, maybe what you wanted to do in the bed, it's a long way to fall. All right, this is the Agra Fort, and they were like, this is an excellent illustration of the tech systems that they were, because this is actually an incline going up. So if you're attacking us and you're coming in, we have the advantage because we're coming down on you and you're running up on us. And that was very impressive to me. This is like a hot tub, a pool. So basically, the king's concubines sat at each different, stools at this pool. And this is like I said, a pool. They sat there topless. The king would look, and just, enjoying himself, I guess. And here we have the Taj Mahal. And a lot of people don't realize is that this view of the Taj Mahal is actually the back of it. Because at that time, the royal entrance to all buildings was way near the river. So this illustration that we see of the Taj Mahal is actually the back of it, because royalty would actually approach it from this side, which is what we might perceive as the back of it. So now we're leaving the Taj Mahal, and we have a special treat as I retreat back to my seat. And that is the great time we had at the club. It's been fun. I had a nice time. I hope you guys enjoy India. Do you ever get there as much as I did? Thank you very much.